Hello everyone, I'm Leon Thomas Lewick with your political news roundup for Monday, March 5th. On the eve of Super Tuesday, the Republican presidential candidates are pushing their agendas in what each of them believes to be key states. The leaders, Mitt Romney and Rick Santorum, are focusing on Ohio. Polls there put them in a virtual dead heat. Newt Gingrich, meanwhile, is concentrating on his home state of Georgia. He says a win there is critical to his ability to remain a viable candidate. Ron Paul is playing a hit-and-run game, hoping to pick off enough delegates to remain a factor heading into the Republican convention. About one-third of the amount of delegates needed for the nomination are up for grabs in Tuesday's elections. Another set of polls is sending a message to Republicans: settle on a presidential candidate soon or risk losing to President Obama in November. A poll from MSNBC and the Wall Street Journal shows Obama's approval rating has risen to 50%. At the same time, it finds 40% of respondents saying the Republican nominating process has given them a less favorable impression of the GOP. And when asked to describe the Republican nominating process, nearly 70% responded with negative comments. Publicly, President Obama told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today that the U.S. will always have Israel's back when it comes to national security. Privately, Obama was expected to tell Netanyahu to hold off on any attack against Iran. Obama said having a nuclear-armed country that has called for the destruction of Israel is unacceptable to Israel and the U.S. alike. But the president said a window for diplomacy on the issue remains open. Netanyahu was in Washington for his 9th meeting with Obama. He said directly that he does not have a policy of containing a nuclear-armed Iran. He has a policy to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. And in Russia, shouts of shame and Russia without Putin were being heard from crowds on the streets of Moscow, this a day after the apparent election of Vladimir Putin as president. Official returns show Putin with 63% of the vote, but there are widespread accusations of ballot box stuffing and other election fraud. Members of an international election group questioned the vote count in nearly a third of the polling places it monitored and said government resources were abused to make sure the ultimate winner was never in doubt. That's your political roundup for Monday, March 5th. I'm Leon Thomas Lewick. Stay logged on to rttnews.com for more on these and other political and financial news stories throughout the day.